in the year 2025 when Krishen Khanna ji turned 100. This is happening in the iconic NGMA Mumbai.
He was never painting objects. He was painting lives.
Every single painting here speaks.
At 100 years old, Krishen Khanna remains a defining presence in Indian art, the last surviving member of the progressive artists group, carrying a century of inheritance, severance, and transformation.
My studio is my sanctuary. It is where I am my most authentic self. I feel empowered and liberated doing what I love most.
Born in 1925 in Lailpur, which is now in Pakistan, Khanna came of age in an India on the cusp of seismic change.
Krishen Khanna ji was part of Bombay Progressive Artist Group.
In post-independence Bombay, a new generation of artists were redefining Indian art. F.N. Souza, S.H. Raza, M.F. Hussain, K.H. Ara, H.A. Gade, Sadanand Bakre. The Bombay Progressive Artists Group rejected academic traditions and embraced modernism. Alongside artists like Souza, Hussain and Raza, Krishen Khanna became a part of this radical shift. While the group explored different paths, Krishen Khanna remained deeply human, painting people, memories and lived experiences. This association shaped the artist he would become.
The Bombay Progressive Artist Group also tells about the power of companionship, the power of being together. So each one of them became the greatest of artists that we have here.
The darkest moments of nation building found their way onto his canvas.
After partition, the pain that he felt when people migrated. He himself was a migrant from Pakistan. From Lahore he came and settled in Punjab.
The news of Gandhiji's death, painted around 1948, captures a stunned crowd. Bodies folded in grief. Figures slump against one another, their faces drained of color. In other works, delayed refugee trains stretch across barren landscapes, silent witnesses to displacement. Krishen Khanna did not sensationalize suffering. He observed it with unflinching empathy, letting the weight of history settle in muted tones. Like other second-wave progressives, Krishen Khanna was deeply influenced by Pahari paintings, which he encountered in Lahore and at the J.J. School of Art in Bombay. Traces of this early influence appear in his iconic 1950s works such as Self-Portrait with Bird and Spring Nude, his first painting sold to Homi J. Bhabha. This section follows the evolution of his celebrated figurative style and his enduring characters, from Suitable Boy and Swami at a juice bar to the dignified Aunt Emery and the reflective scribe.
When you stepped inside this exhibition, it was quite a humbling experience because though a lot of the work belongs to me, I have never seen them all together in one large collection. My collection is actually just a fraction of what my father has painted so far. He's touched on various topics, mainly dealing with the human condition and humanity.
His very famous series was the truck series. He spent a lot of time observing people on trucks. He observed trucks from the back part, from the rear part, and how they are living their lives. Some of the places you'll see that some body as well lying and people also sleeping there.
Yet, even in hardship, Khanna saw dignity.
I got involved with painting the rear of trucks with the huddled up and dehumanized cargoes of laborers, a common enough sight in the country.
This particular artwork, this caught my eyes because it's done with like 2 colors and it's very interesting, the art style, the way it's done, the techniques.
In these canvases, exhaustion and endurance sit side by side. The gaze is clear-eyed, attentive and humane. And then, there is music, Khanna's Bandwallas. Those chaplainist figures in scarlet uniforms march across vast canvases in endless procession.
The band series, that is Mr. Khanna is famous for now. You'll see a lot of bright colors. All colors are there, dances are there, music is there, food is there. Also in this series, one very interesting part is that he actually have given enough attention to every subject, every character is there.
Khanna once said of these processions, "This continuous procession of people, don't you know, they are full of hope, they're full of anticipation for better times."
I really loved the series called Celebration. It really shows vibrancy and colorfulness of the Indian streets, the swirl of the human figures, the horses, the procession, wedding. Processions really blends well with the colorfulness and it's really very beautiful.
In a country often portrayed through struggle, Khanna insists on joy. A deeper spiritual current runs through his later work.
This specific painting caught my eye. The bold colors of this painting really spoke to me and made me really emotional and really heavy.
Khanna, a secular artist, turned repeatedly to Christian iconography, not as doctrine, but as universal metaphor for suffering and redemption. In crucifixion scenes from the 1960s and beyond, twisted bodies hang against blood-red skies. Yet, resurrection always follows. Figures rise, light breaks, hope persists. These are not sermons. They are meditations on the human capability to endure and to forgive. The sacred in Khanna's hands becomes deeply human.
I saw the whole art gallery, and when I looked at this particular sculpture, which is about Mother Mary holding dead Jesus, I felt the sorrow that she must have felt. We can see that it is a universal depiction of sorrow and loss.
One little speck here and there, the painting would be incomplete. So that is what the final work of his is, where it's no narrative, but every bit of space is well presented and it breathes. This painting breathes that.
So when you are at a war front and there are a lot of soldiers who are injured and you need to give them instant treatment, you cannot wait till surgical instruments come and you take proper surgery. So what was happening that, so he drew a parallel, he thought how Charak would have done the first surgery without proper surgical instruments.
The ancient echoes in the modern.
Benediction of a battlefield where they have portrayed some scenes from Mahabharata where there is a Karna holding his chariot, Arjun and Krishna, they are asking for a peace. So in one painting they have predicted whole of the Mahabharata.
Krishen Khanna's Mahabharat paintings plunge us into moral chaos. Warriors locked in eternal conflict, families divided, dharma tested.
One of the more interesting works in the gallery that I've seen, mostly because it depicts a scene from Mahabharata where Bhishma Pitama was lying on a bed of arrows during his final moments. But the artist has portrayed Jesus in that position. So that really, is basically a fusion of his obsession with Christian imagery combined with some of his works based on the Mahabharata.
This exhibition is titled Krishen Khanna at 100. He turned 100 this year in July 2025. The subtitle is The Last Progressive because he is the last artist from the Bombay Progressive Artist Group who is alive, who is amongst us. And we wanted to celebrate his journey. It is showcased very prominently in the 4 galleries of NGMA. His works, which start from partition era and all the way up till recently, the works that he has done, we have displayed here.
Over 100 works, sketches, letters, and photographs trace that journey. At 100, Krishen Khanna remains a quiet witness to trauma and triumph, to loss and celebration, to the unbreakable rhythm of human hope. In the cacophony of life, he reminds us there is always music, there is always the procession moving forward. Step into it. Krishen Khanna at 100, the last progressive.